Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to 2026 Asian Games Qualifiers for Identity V. My name is Abstract, with me here is Moman, and the both of us going to be covering the rest of the day for today.
Yeah.
And tomorrow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
far, we had a great 3 games already. First game being very competitive between Team Philippines and Team Malaysia. Then we did have 2 newer teams entering into the fray, right? Team Sri Lanka, structure not down yet, going up against Team China, the killer of that Group C. And now with Team Malaysia and also Team Kyrgyzstan being out of that way as well, Team Malaysia performed exceptionally well, pulling out 2 debut hunters for Team Team Malaysia, pulling out 2 debut hunters for Vincent. Yeah, that's right.
Now, of course, this time we have a little bit of a different matchup for us, as so far we have been looking at games that are relatively one-sided. But this time I think that we might have things a little bit different. I believe that we are watching Sri Lanka versus Team Vietnam.
I believe in terms of just mechanical gameplay prowess alone, Team Vietnam does have a way better chance against Team Sri Lanka, which we're looking at right now, playing both roles. The Hunter and the Survivor will be DS. Not doing too hot so far, but just note, right? They are pretty new when it comes to Identity V itself. If you can hear the backstory, well, they are just recently formed, just coming out to try out and also entering the pro scene as well. SU, AR, and NNS, they just gave us a great show, pulling out the BQ out of Bailu during Team China versus Team Sri Lanka as well. So NNS, DS, SU, AR, good job to you guys. You guys make the community, the newer pro scene, the people that are entering as newer players, you give them courage, you give them confidence as well.
Now, of course, at this point in time, we're pretty much just going to be looking at the very fact that when it comes down to Sri Lanka, they do definitely play a little bit of a different kind of gameplay, albeit not the one that we are very used to when it comes down to professional Identity V. But watching them ultimately still gives us a little bit of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, so now we have a team roster for Vietnam coming in. We have Detron as the Hunter, Elfam also as the Hunter as well. We pretty much saw Elfam playing a lot yesterday against Team China. And also for the Survivors, we have Team Nguyen, TH Nguyen, and also H Nguyen. There's triple Nguyen's coming out for the Survivors. MT Liu and M Kwak. And also for the coach, we have Fan as well. So for Team Vietnam, this is their roster. They are kind of experienced when it comes to this, so I'm not going to say it's going to be a very even matchup. Vietnam does have a lot of local tournaments, regional tournaments there as well, so they will have experience when it comes to Identity V. So yeah, they were one of the invited teams after all.
Yes, indeed. So the main thing is, as long as we kind of see that if a team is either invited or they had qualifiers, it would definitely mean that they had to go through some form of, I would say, going through some kind of games, or many games before you eventually make it to the Asian Games qualifiers itself. So we know that they have pretty strong medal in the end of the day, and we know that they have a lot of experience. As such, looking at Sri Lanka versus Vietnam, I'm not too sure if whether Sri Lanka have learned a thing or two in the previous games, but definitely I hope that things will start to look a little bit more upbeat for them.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, we did see the Dream Witch coming out from the side of DS as well, right? His Naiad
it's tough though. Yeah.
Has kind of slightly improved from yesterday as well. Still going for Listen, but you want to change your traits, your ability that you use, right? You don't want to be using Listen as a Naiad. Maybe you want to use some movement ability to get that early game hit in, whether it be the dash, whether it be the blink. Something different, something fresh.
Yep. Especially when it comes down to some of these hunters, having at least half presence is super important. And as for the side of, for Naiad, it's also one of those hunters where you would want at least half presence. And in the early stages, if you do not get a single hit in, second hit, those kind of stuff, you are not necessarily going to scale very well to, in the end, put any form of pressure to these survivors.
So here we have on the map, Vito's coming in. Team Sri Lanka banning out Arms Factory and Leo's Memory. And going on the survivor side. Meanwhile, for Team Vietnam, they do pick Chinatown and they will be on the Hunter side. Whether or not which two of the Hunters will be playing today, we're not too sure yet. But that we will find out when we go into the pick. So Chinatown, as we said before, right? There is a lot of mobility-dependent survivors that need to go here, mobility-dependent hunters as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Whether or not we do see the opera singer once again in Chinatown, it's really strong over here, as showed from yesterday as well.
Yep. So ultimately, when it comes down to being Chinatown, it's a large map. So opera singer is the one that we expect to see. However, same thing as always. Whenever we are looking at first game, it's always fair to assume that we could eventually see some plays coming in with the Goatman.
Yeah, of course. Now we do have D-Tron for the first time here on the big stage where he will be playing the Hunter. So with the bans, we do have the Antiquarian and the Seer being banned out. Now going for the Escapologist will be the side of Team Sri Lanka. And for the first time ever, I believe that is going to be a debut for that survivor as well.
Now, understandably, when it comes down to the rest of these teams, we definitely do have a little bit of differences or, you know, kind of different ways of playing the game. And at this point in time, I would definitely say that for the side of Sri Lanka, they would always want to try something a little bit different. They want to try something a little bit new. And I wouldn't say that Prospector is out of meta or anything, but it's just that we don't really see Prospector all that much, especially when it comes down to the previous patches, as this is a reverse patch.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, this is a reverse patch. We do see the mechanic ban coming out, the coordinator ban also coming out as well. So this is a late 2025 patch.
Yes,
I believe the same as the IVL 2025.
Yep.
So yeah, that would be still kind of okay.
It's still kind of okay, yeah.
Not up there, but they go for the Mind's Eye once again, and with the Pharaoh Lady as well. So now they do want to rush down the decodes, right? You have double decoding pressure as well, with the Escapologist being the main kite, and now with the Prospector available as well. So double kite, double contain. Without the support and without Vision Game, they are hoping that the Hunter does not get a grasp of that decode, does not break down the cipher areas. But for Tran, you will be going for that opera singer as well. Very good on this map, especially if you know your map knowledge extremely well. You can jump from shadow to shadow, get that presence very early, and then just start controlling the entire map.
So, okay, so from the side of Vietnam, we are indeed gonna see the side of opera singer being played out. So definitely something that we are relatively used to seeing, as the opera singer would definitely make full use of all of these obstacles all across the map here in Chinatown, being inside of the shadow realm.
Yeah, there is that capability that you can get that early game movement going as well. Generally, we do see them going for the Insolence Instinct build, where Hunter's Instinct, where you do have that early movement speed until that tier 1, where you're pretty much guaranteed your movement speed even more, right? It gets enhanced through the shadows, then you get that Shadow Realm, you're able to throw that Shadow Zone as well towards another set of obstacles where you can shut down loops and effectively shut down these pallet chases as well. So if you time it right, you can actually shut down a lot of these survivors before the pallet chases even come through. But they're placing AR on the Escapologist very close to where the usual spawn is for the opera singer.
Now, we're going to be jumping right in and taking a look at what are some of these traits that some persona traits that we are going to be looking out for the side of Sri Lanka. We do have a single tight turner from the Escapologist, and that's pretty much all. We do have Weber's Law, Flywheel Effect coming in from all around the place, especially for the side of NNS that's on the Prospector. No, we're not going to see any of the audience effect in this case as well. And everyone at least still do have the asset path working.
So actually, for Tran, went for the destructiveness. So gonna be hoping with that Berserker build, get an early advantage. So he's very confident in this map knowledge so far. And now Smoke Screen early being used by AR, but already taking damage as Escapologist within the first 20 seconds. Not a good look for him here. Now Tran still playing amongst the shadows here. Takes note of that location. And wants to find out where AR is, does get him, and gets the hit, the pallet drop, not in time coming in from AR, and that's the pure speed of the Opera Singer. And Tran showing us that Team Vietnam is not out of the woods.
Yep. At this point in time, Opera Singer has managed to hit to half presence. As such, all these shadow chainings and mobility pressure is gonna be onto the side of Team Sri Lanka. As for the Cyphers, currently at 64% and 57% as of now, they are still trying to build up a lead as much as possible and to prime themselves in the spot where they will be able to, kind of pop off with all this stuff as much as possible. But unfortunately for the side of Prospector, currently going to be in the eyes of E-Tran, and that doesn't seem like Prospector's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, early hits coming through and just leaving the Prospector there, hoping that no one is going for the rescue, but Escapologist actually rescued right now. And now going for the Escapologist once again to keep that rocket chair chain going. One Cypher already down so far for the side of Team Sri Lanka, so they are doing good on that decode front right now, but it's still not at the same speed as a decode rush that you've seen from Team Malaysia and Team China. Now with the best kiter being gone, Escapologist already gone, Tran is going to have a much easier time of just finding the other survivors.
Yeah, I thought that, so D-Tran actually came in right in the nick of time as the escape path was triggered and used from the side of Prospector. So he's currently unavailable to kind of get himself out of this fight anymore. In fact, I thought that Prospector might actually be a really good answer, or rather might be a really good pick going up against the this Opera Singer, because the Magnet actually plays around with the terrains a lot, and most of the time we'll want to kind of play around with the combos from the Magnets. And the main thing from the Prospector is that he didn't kind of turn around, kind of face the Opera Singer and kind of duel against the Opera Singer. That's the main prospect, and that's literally what you want to see from the Prospector. Repelling the Prospector, or rather repelling the Opera Singer into a obstacle.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing Chinatown without a stun, and I feel that against the Opera Singer, without the stun, you're not going to be doing well solo as well, right? Yeah, Prospector does have that stun available.
But it's conditional.
Yeah, so it's conditional.
Yeah, it's not something that we would like to see, whereby it's a surefire like a flare gun, for example.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stun that we want to kind of see against a Opera Singer in this case, but the Magnet wasn't used at all by the Prospector, and I think that that's one of the main issues coming into this game when it comes down to being the container of the team.
Yeah, trying to guess out where DS is. Pharaoh Lady popped that invisibility, try to get away. Now in that pallet, that chase, only one left so far. Mind's Eye left to rot on that rocket chair as well. Prospector also down. So Mind's Eye already eliminated here. Two Cyphers up, but gets a down on Pharaoh Lady. And that is going to be the end here for the side of Team Sri Lanka. Team Vietnam showing why they are an invited team over here at the Asian Games.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we have talked about the fact that Prospector no longer have exit path available for him, so he's gonna have to be strapped over to the chair no matter how long you keep him away from the chance and all. No one's around to go for the kill, but this is pretty much a 4 minutes and 15 seconds game, and in favor for the side of Team Vietnam.
Yeah, so far, 4-0. So that would mean 5 points for the side of Team Vietnam as we end the game at 4 minutes and 30 seconds into this half here. So now it's up to DS, who's been playing as a survivor, to see what tricks he has up for us in Chinatown. Hopefully not a smiley face without dash.
Let's not put it in front of us, right? Hopefully, maybe we'll see something a little bit different. Because were they the one that was the was Sri Lanka the one that was the victim of Bailu's BQ?
Yeah, they were.
I hope that they played a BQ then. You know, after in Sri Lanka see, oh, this is what a BQ does. Maybe they will want to kind of try it out a bit.
Yeah, after the slaughterhouse that was Arms Factory for
Yep.
China versus Team Sri Lanka, maybe some of that Bloody Queen rubbed off onto you, you know?
Yep.
Maybe some of
I want to see
Sunless.
DS play the Bloody Queen.
Yeah. That kind of aura.
DSBQ, yeah.
Okay. DSBQ. That might be possible angle that we might be looking at here.
Now, of course, a lot of these hunter picks coming in from Sri Lanka is mostly gonna be a question mark for ourselves because we can't exactly predict how it is gonna be because so far for the big four of hunters has yet to be utilized at all from the side of Team Sri Lanka. So it's always fun to kind of predict and try to guess what exactly Sri Lanka might have in store for us.
So what has remained true on this stage so far? Round 1, DS has always never disappointed and always picked the Naiad
Oh, right, that's true.
with Listen.
But maybe this time he will change things up a bit.
Yeah, maybe this time he will change things up a bit. So hopefully there is that learning curve that they are going through right now as a newer team coming into this Asian Games as well. Hopefully he does get that adjustment, that minor little adjustment through, and then puts out his best performance.
Now, all in all, with a 5 point for the side of Vietnam, I'm pretty sure that Sri Lanka would want to come in with an open heart and, of course, more of an open idea as to what they can bring into this fight as the hunter this time. But post-match screen, let's take a look a little bit, right? Sri Lanka, unfortunately, did not manage to contain the hunter that much at all. When it comes down to the decoding progress, we could say the same too. But nice thing to see is that DS did manage to run in for a single rescue. I believe that is onto the Prospector. As such, we do definitely see that Sri Lanka is definitely trying and they're doing their absolute best. However, because of their lack of experience and the fact that the hunter is just so strong, they don't get much of those chances.
Yeah, at this point, I would feel that Team Sri Lanka has been going through a very long learning curve, right?
Yeah.
First, you're matched up against a top-tier team. Now you're matched up against a team that has a lot of experience as well, right? Very popular game over for Team Vietnam, and they have sent a lot of experienced players over here down at the Asian Games, and the mechanic Seer being banned out so far. Meanwhile, for the side of Team Vietnam, let's see what they have on the survivor strategy. They do pick up the Pharaoh Lady, and they do pick up the Prisoner as well.
Yep. Double decode right off the bat. Unfortunately, mechanics not available, so even if we do kind of want to see that Cypher Rush from Vietnam, I don't think that it's going to be that possible. They can still go for Lucky Guy if they want to, but hey, look, a second pickup of the Prospector.
Yeah, second pickup of the Prospector here. Pretty good, right? As you said, against the Opera Lady, having that terrain disrupt as well. So we do get a ban coming out where they will ban out the coordinator as well. So there is a null ban coming out from the side of Sri Lanka because of the fact that, yes, DS will be playing the Hunter as well. So the Mercenary being the last to pick up. So there is that kite potential, but a very strong decode rush also from the side of Team Vietnam, right? You have the Prisoner together with the Pharaoh Lady.
Now, I'm not too sure whether it will be enough for them to realistically be able to decode rush this out. However, they do have the Prospector that will do a pretty darn good job when it comes down to nullifying or stunning this Opera Singer over, or sorry, not Opera Singer, whoever DS is gonna pick out. In this case, let's just call it, right? You're gonna make a guess, I'm gonna make a guess. Are you gonna call 9?
It's Gold
Oh my god!
It's Gold Man!
Oh my god! Okay, now the fun has begun. The very first Goatman being picked up by DS from Sri Lanka. We are stoked. At least for now, I think that DS have seen enough of how the others have played Goatman thus far, and I think that it is time for him to try it on himself.
Yeah, learning here as we go into the group stages of the game. Now, with the spawn points coming through for the side of the spawn selection, we will have a cross setup coming in from the side of Team Vietnam, placing the Mercenary into the center. So this is kind of a decode strat that you generally use in late point? Lakeside? Lakeside.
Lakeside. So at least right now, we've got DS that will be spawning at the southern part of the map, and it would be very close to the mercenary at this point, pretty far away from the prospector in this case. Now, of course, when it comes down to looking at the talents, I think that that's the main thing that I really want to see. What do they have and what are they going to be showing for us?
Yeah, just now we did see the destructiveness into, if I'm not wrong, the trait where you put them on the rocket chair, Berserker. Yeah, if you put them on the rocket chair, then you get the increased attack speed, right? Coming out from the side of D-Tron. But now for the side of DS, he will be going for detention. There is also that destructiveness as well as the trump card coming through.
Okay, interesting. Only one single tide turner from the prospector. We do have at least we do have a couple of the audience effect coming in from the rest of, if not all of the members. But I'm pretty sure that this is pretty much same old with a couple of 1, 2, 3, 4 of them with borrowed time as well, and a couple of weapons. No, what's that? Weapons law? No, it's not weapons law. It's great power. It's not weapons law.
Yeah, so there is that very aggressive build coming out from DS, right? He picked up that Berserker, he picked up the destructiveness, but now it's a true test of that map knowledge, right? You've been playing this yesterday, right now you're playing it again, but DS so far not getting any early game action within the first 20 seconds of the game, and the Cyphers are already being spotted out. So that Cypher is going to be a Cypher rush coming through from the side of Team Vietnam. Whether or not the speed is the same, what matters is all 4 of them are on the decodes.
Looks like he's still running the Goatman, he's still running Listen for himself, so nothing that could realistically, help too much. But hey, to be fair, it is a Goatman after all, as now he's just going to be opening up the containment and rushing along, goes on the opposite side. But unfortunately, we do have a little bit of the typical things that we could see out of Liu, the camp coming playing as a prospector. That's the power of the magnet in this case. Opens up the containment, goes on the opposite side. Oh, okay, we can definitely see him trying to do things. So he's not exactly very confident when it comes down to understanding the map. However, he does definitely know the mechanics when it comes down to playing as the Goatman.
Yeah, playing the Goatman for the first time here, possibly, there is that skill mechanic where if you are using that containment, you need to know where are the entry points, where are the exit points, and how they can break out of that Dominion, right? This cage needs to be properly executed, and now you see the skill difference, right? When you're going into the Goatman, it's not easy.
It's not easy. I think the main thing is about orientation. The moment that you go into one end of the Dominion, you would gotta have to expect a little bit as to what is going on here. Unfortunately for DS, have accidentally destroyed his own cage as he's trying to go for a single hit on one of the survivors that he would have thought is around that corner too.
Yeah, and the scary thing is, right, they're always playing around this pallets, and when you see the better players on the Goatman, they always cage away this pallets. But looking at the decode speeds coming in from the side of Team Vietnam, they're already 2 decodes down, 72% on the second one and 50% on the 5th. So there will be a very high decode speed coming in at 2 minutes 30 seconds in the game. No presence built up, no hits on the survivor so far.
Almost max resentment now. One of the good things that he can try to do is essentially just using the Dominion to close up the gaps and take lesser time to traverse the map. Small little min-maxing situation that you can do with the Dominion, especially since the resentment is high. You might want to consider doing those. However, he's currently at a situation where he's having a tough point and tough part trying to locate where these survivors are. So at least right now, he has Listen as his active spell, so he can at least still try to use it to scout out where some of these survivors are, because he's kind of aimlessly running around looking for the survivors.
I mean, for the first time ever, I feel that 3 minutes, no presence, Goatman. Still, a very nice try coming out from the side of DS. We did see a bit of an improvement, but at the same time, you're going up against Team Vietnam, right? You gotta be competitive, and Team Vietnam, they're really very good at playing this game. So far, all Cyphers already done. Exit gate revealed, exit gate can be activated.
As such, DS tries to look for the right play right now, but it doesn't seem like he's able to see. Oh, yeah, at least he managed to find Yuan. Currently destroyed the pallet, makes his way down, takes a little bit of that hit, but it's not that big of a problem because it's just fall damage. There's no damage actually. But both of the exit gates has been successfully decoded. All 4 members coming in from Team Vietnam, they are well on their way to get out of Chinatown with Pharaoh Lady, Prisoner first, followed by Prospector and Mercenary last.
So 4 exits, 4 survivors. So this will be a perfect scoreline coming out from the side of Team Vietnam at this point. Right now, it's more about, you know, the newer boys, the younger brothers coming into the game of Identity V. Team Sri Lanka still learning about the map, I feel, because DS just looks like he does not know the preset cipher points.
Indeed.
He does not know where the decodes are going on. So still learning on the map, maybe?
Yep. So at least when it comes down to Goldman, the main thing that is the difficult part is understanding the maps first. Not too much about how to use your abilities as the Goldman, but it helps a lot more if you understand the map a little bit more. As compared to all the other big four hunters, for example, you need to understand the micro mechanics of your hunters and the map itself in order to use them to the T. As such, to see that DS do jump in onto a Goldman, I think that it is a valiant effort, and I love the fact that he's trying things out on the fly.
Yeah, there is a lot of time put in, especially as an Identity V pro player, right? When you look at these pro players, when you look at these guys representing a team, now you see the work put in, especially from Team China, Team Malaysia, Team Vietnam as well. You can see that they have a lot of map knowledge. They've been playing in the maps where there's no people and they go around. This is a survivor route that I'm going to take. This is the hunter route I'm going to play. And there is hunter routes, there are survivor routes for every single opening to the game, and they've done it very well.
They have pretty much a routine that they follow, right? They know what they want to do. They follow a set strategy in order to work things out, where you spawn and how you work things around in order to successfully control and constrict the map. Is also another thing that many of these pro players will try to do and do to learn. As such, we have got a classic example of a Goatman, you know, a fresh Goatman. I'm pretty sure that many of you guys at one point in time tried the Goatman and you're kind of stuck in your own dominion. It's nothing surprising, I would say. It's something that everyone will have to go through. This is like trial by fire at some point.
Yeah, right now, the ultimate trial by fire put on display here. Team Vietnam versus Team Sri Lanka. Only 1 pallet destroyed for the side of DS's Goatman. And looking at the decode speed coming out from the side of Team Vietnam, 151%, 94%, 183, 156. Very fast decode speeds, but at the same time, right? You can see that DS, as a Goldman, yeah, first time, you're gonna have those kind of hiccups. You're gonna get those kind of obstacles as
Orientational confusion. I think the main thing is orientational confusion, because the moment that you go in to one end of the Dominion, you come out from the other part, you don't really know how you're going to be oriented. How is it going to be when you are looking straight forward? These are the things that you need to get used to in order to really play the Goatman well enough.
Yeah, so for that, you can see that even though Team Vietnam did lose to Team China yesterday, there is that level of experience that Team Vietnam has,
Indeed.
right? They do understand the maps way better. Their hunter rotations are very good on the opera singer as well. There were a few missed obstacle jumps, but he knows the shadows between that top left section of the map that everybody knows as an opera singer as well. So that those hunter plays, those fundamental plays, all down from the side of Team Vietnam.
As such, we are going to be cleaning up the battlefield a little bit and cleaning up the maps, as we are going to take a look at game number 2, as we have the map videos that will go through all over again. Game number 1, previously we were looking at Chinatown. As such, we might maybe look at maps that are slightly on the bigger end of the spectrum, perhaps, or maybe on the smaller end of the spectrum. Maybe on the smaller end, because Goatman has already been used. As such, for Vietnam themselves, they can try to play for the Goatman, even though we're pretty sure that the Goatman is going to be banned.
Yeah, at this point, I would feel that Team Vietnam can try to theory craft and come up with new ways to go about the brackets. Because Team Vietnam, I would say, very strong contender in that group as well. Currently, there are very strong contenders in that group. They are in the group of death, right? So they will be going up against Team China. They will be going up against Team Hong Kong China and also Team Singapore as well. So right now, it's looking at what's next. Right now, Team Sri Lanka, I would say, is not a complete walkover, but you can use that time to strategize as well. And meanwhile, for Team Sri Lanka, it's more about what are we going to do for the future.
As such, we are expecting to see... Okay, we still don't really know what the faction is going to be for our fellow Sri Lankan players. We don't know which map is it going to be as well. We'll eventually get there. But now that Goatman is currently unavailable... Sorry, excuse me. Now that Goatman is currently unavailable, I'm just looking forward to what the next pick is going to be for TS.
Yeah. Probably pulling out something new. And always pulling out something new. Very refreshing here. But you can see, right? These hunters, they're not easy to play by any means. I'm pretty sure you jumped on a new hunter and you just had a horrible experience, couldn't find any survivors. And those are just some of the games you will go through during that learning curve. But Team Vietnam, so far, very good job of identifying the cracks, very good job of making sure that, yeah, even though he has a listen ability, you can see that they're using the non-run functions. They are just crawling around and just playing the pallets extremely well as well.
Yep. So, coming into the games for Identity V thus far, I think that we have thoroughly enjoyed ourselves, especially since we have so many different kind of maps that we can see, and of course different maps equals to different kind of hunters and different survivor choices, so really glad to be here. But regardless, here we go. We are looking at a ban coming in from Vietnam onto Sacred Heart Hospital, which allowed Team Sri Lanka to pick out onto the moonlit riverbank, which it also turns back over to Team Vietnam to choose survivors first, while Sri Lanka, they're gonna go hunters first.
Yeah, so we're gonna see DS go for that hunter first, but at the same time, we want to see what strategies that can come out from Team Vietnam as survivors in the Moonlit River Park as well, right? There's a lot of capabilities that you can play around with the map, but looking at the bans coming through, there will be the Seer and also that mechanic that is banned as well, the opera singer being the default ban coming out from the side of Team Vietnam, and they're going for the lawyer into the antiquarian.
Okay, so that's looking nice. With the lawyer and as well as the antiquarian up and running already, that pretty much means we have a single contain and a single decode / support already out, already picked up for Team Vietnam. If anything from here on, if they want to get a little bit more rescue going on, I don't think that they played the mercenary in the previous game. Okay, never mind, they did play the mercenary. So mercenary is completely out of the picture for them. Trying to think of what else they could possibly go for, but in the end of the day, it kind of seems as though that Team Vietnam, they are shooting us with something a little bit different this time as well. And honestly, I love the very fact that they kind of play with us a little bit differently with the Acrobat.
Yeah, there we go. We have the Acrobat, the Coordinator banned, and also the Gravekeeper being banned down as well.
Too.
And they will be playing out the Wildling as well. So yeah, there's a bit of mobility that they have. They have a bit of map control together with that map information that the lawyer provides, and also the decode speed that the lawyer brings into the game as well. So the Antiquarian, very good kite, and also having that Wildling as well. So Team Vietnam just bringing a non-conventional strat into the Moonlit River Park, and yeah, they might just be going for decodes and Antiquarian just on that kite itself.
Now, when it comes down to having a wildling in this game, we definitely would like to see what kind of playstyle that they are going to be getting for us. Since wildling is more of a rescue kind of thing, but of course, Antiquarian and wildling, they are really good at harassment as well. So, out of the bat like this, we can be fair. It can be fair to say that Vietnam is gonna play things slightly aggressive.
Yeah, there is that rescue. You can use the board to stun the Hunter as well, so there's a bit of a stun capability, there is a bit of that rescue capability, and they are playing more of an aggressive game, right? They do know that DS Goldman is already gone, so they can actually play around without that cage. And DS, well, true to form, picks up the Naiad once again.
Okay, so it is going to be the Naiad, so fun. So far, okay, so we at least do get the idea that, okay, Naiad will always be a staple, at least for DS. He's slowly starting to learn a little bit more about this Hunter, and I think that eventually he will start to get a, he will probably start to get a little bit more comfortable. He will start to get to the point whereby he will be a very good Naiad.
Yeah, we are looking at the map spawn selections going in, and they are going with that Moonlit River Park standard spawn, right? Top 2, bottom 2, spread out, go for the decode. And we've seen this before from the side of Team Malaysia and also Team China as well, where they are putting on the Antiquarian on that kite. Even with that hullabaloo, they could have so much kite with that Antiquarian, especially if played well. And this is going to be that same story where they're going for that decode, but at the same time, they have a good sense of map information, good sense of map mobility as well.
Now, this time we are going to be jumping into the talents, and nothing too out of the ordinary still as well. So we do have a couple of exit routes. We've got the audience effect. Okay, Titanus. Hello, Titanus. Only a single wildling. Titanus. I think that is funny.
They don't need it, right? They feel like they don't need it, and yeah, that goes to show. For the Wildling, yes, the rescue unit having that Tide Turner is going to be key, but at the same time, they're hoping not to get caught. Now, this is the first kite that's going to be very important. Coming out from the side of DS, throws the harpoon and goes for that rush. There is that pallet zone here that they can play with, a double pallet zone, especially for Quack here, and that is already 2 pallets down, still can vault, none of the pallets are destroyed. This third pallet zone is there, not getting that first hit.
Destroying the pallets a little bit. He did manage to pull himself pretty darn close to the opponents just now. Very close to Quack, but now gonna throw the spear down over to the ground. Close up the gaps a little bit. Probably, I would have liked to assume that he was trying to bait out that pallet drop, but unfortunately, he did get hit by the pallet at the end of the day by the Antiquarian.
Yeah, so far, 1 minute into the game, 50% on 3 ciphers. Very good cipher rush coming through from the side of Team Vietnam, despite not having too much of the decode characters, right? They are kind of good with a Lawyer, Wildling, and Acrobat. Acrobat still have very average decode speeds compared to the top tier, but they have the Lawyer available. Now, Quack getting that kite in. This containment is going to be crazy here. His containment time is going to be off the charts so far at 67? No, that's 87 seconds.
Almost 80 plus seconds already. That's kind of crazy. But the harpoon did not manage to land very well, but go in between. Gonna get hit by a random pallet that came out of absolutely nowhere, at least in the eyes of DS. The humidity zone is just gonna be created, but doesn't seem like he's going to be able to do much at this point. He did manage to get a single hit in onto the Antiquarian, but from this point on in time, he will make a quick run for it.
Yeah, now playing with the mobility, the verticality of the map, the slides. Yes, you get that bit of movement speed. The Hunter can use that too, but DS possibly not aware of the fact, and now you're getting vaulted over once again. Quack goes on this rotation. 1 pallet has been destroyed here, and Quack, he knows that there are so many more pallets that he can play with, and as long as they're not destroyed, as long as he does not have that destructiveness, he can actually continue to play with.
Gonna go up on the chase. Doesn't see. Oh, that's a stun. Double stun. right down on the DS. DS is trying to get as close as possible, but he is disarmed after all, so this is why he's currently stuck in that animation, unable to do anything to the Antiquarian. While in the meantime, 3 of the ciphers are already done, while 2 other ciphers, they are racking up quite a lot. This is gonna be one heck of a number when it comes down to the crazy amount of containment, man. This is like 180 plus seconds of containment?
Yeah, the exit gates are already being decoded, both sides as well. So very clean gameplay coming out. At the same time, it's really very new gameplay coming out from the side of Team Sri Lanka, I would say, in terms of just coming into the game themselves.
As such, it is going to be DS that unfortunately has only managed to get a single hit in. That's another double of that disarm, giving the Antiquarian a perfect time to just drop right into the dungeon.
Yeah, the dungeon escape, 3 minutes, 45 seconds. They end the game right there. Very good Cypher rush coming in from the side of Team Vietnam. They will be now moving towards that Hunter half. So yeah, in terms of points, seems like everyone is getting a good time when they're going up against Team Sri Lanka. They feel like the little brother that everyone loves to see, you know, like everybody in the group is like, oh, we're going up with Sri Lanka. Okay, let's have fun.
Yeah. So at this point in time, I think that some of these teams and some of these players more or less have their idea, right? Maybe to give Sri Lanka a good game, and everyone is so nice. I think you can pretty much tell, right? We are not looking at any form of BM or whatnot. Everyone is really understanding that Sri Lanka is a very relatively new team, and they're just trying to let everyone just have fun and try to get themselves in a good place, because like I said before, right, when it comes down to a game, is most importantly is to have fun.
Yeah.
Right? Even though it's a tournament, even though it's a competition, is no use if you don't have fun in this.
Yeah, well, and for these players, it's also to the fact where what's in the game stays in the game. Outside of the game, there's camaraderie all around. They're very nice people, and they are all smiles all around as well. I've never seen them shout at each other.
Not at all. Not at all.
I would be shouting at that stage. Hey, get the Cypher in.
That's why you're not a competitive player.
Exactly. That's why I'm a shoutcaster.
That's why we talk a little bit too much sometimes, and that's why we are sitting here exactly here to give you guys a little bit more of a rundown and breakdown as to what you can expect out of the Asian Games qualifiers itself. Now, the first half is pretty much done for game number 2. We're going to go for a switcheroo, and Vietnam is going to be on the Hunters, and Sri Lanka is going to be on the Survivors this time. But for now, 194 seconds contained! Now that is a record.
Yeah, and the dungeon was just nice within the
Just right
zone
there.
of that last contain as well. So just pulling out that last contain at the last second, didn't need to decode at all. The rest of the team got Quack, no problem. Team Nguyen, TH Nguyen, and also Team Liu did a very good job at playing, that mini game where you're doing it when you're decoding.
0% decoding progress from the Antiquarian, but I don't blame I don't blame him at all. It's just playing Ring Around the Rosies with that Naiad, and unfortunately for the Naiad, she did not manage to find any form of opportunities to do anything substantial or anything of substance, right? They managed to get one hit down, but getting the subsequent hit down is always going to be super difficult, especially you're going up against the Antiquarian, which can definitely disarm you and put you in such a difficult spot.
Yeah, that 3-minute kite, 194 seconds, 3 minutes and 14 seconds, with the Goatman ban coming out from the side of Team Sri Lanka, and the Seer, and also the Priestess and the Mercenary being banned out from the side of Team Vietnam. So they do pick up the mechanic for themselves into the Coordinator. So this means that, yeah, Team Sri Lanka feel that, wait a minute.
Hold on a
we're gonna try something cool ourselves. We're gonna try Cypher rushing ourselves.
Please go for a lucky guy last pick. That would be so nutty. That would be so fun to watch. Lawyer, mechanic, get a lucky guy, wish for the controller. try to Cypher Rush as much as possible, especially since we did talk about it before, right? When you know that you're not necessarily really good at kiting, or you're not necessarily really good at what you do, the best thing you can do is just put your head right in front of the keyboard and do whatever that you can to just type away and have fun.
Yeah, the embalmer ban, a bit weird coming out from the side of Team Vietnam, but at the same time, they do pick up the lucky guy. You got what you wish for.
Yes!
So very little rescue coming out from the side of Team Sri Lanka, going for a pure decoding, pure kite, pure stun kind of gameplay, very aggressive when it comes down to map pressure. And now what is the hunter pick that Tran goes for, right? Opera Singer is out, Goatman is out. Will he pull out something new? Maybe, you know, Guard 26, maybe a Bonbon.
Maybe a Bonbon. Okay, so the thing is, we have already seen the Bonbon. We have, in fact, we actually seen a lot, right? Okay, so let's just kind of, oh, okay, going for different things. This is what I'm asking for with a violinist.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting game here. Violinist, very dependent on that skill shot, right?
Yep.
Very limited in terms of mobility, especially on a map like Moonlit River Park. He's putting himself at a slight handicap to which he could have been playing the Big Four. He could have been playing an Ivy, could have been playing an Hullabaloo. But yeah, he's just gonna have fun, go with Violinist. And you know, there's always one hunter. As a hunter player, you always start out with. Like, you see this hunter, is like, oh, he's so cool. And for me, Violinist feels like one of those hunters, right? With the long hair and the violin. Yeah, man.
Now, the thing about a violinist is that he does a very good job at area denial. If not, it's not the big kind of area denial, but it's a decent amount, right? As you are able to place musical strings at, you know, choke points. Sonata is good for that very particular reason. So being able to control where the opponent eventually goes is what you want to see. And to see right now DS as the lucky guy, you gotta have to expect that he will be the number one guy to be on pursuit by Tran.
Yeah, but there are two decoders that will be in play here, right? NNS and Su. So they will be on the decode missions, especially important for SU, because on that mechanic, well, you need to have a bit of that micro game as well.
Yep. There could be a chance that DS will want to go for controller as well, but I think that he has to be really careful whether he's actually gonna wish for the decoder, wish for the controller, because he can pretty much see that, yep, that hunter is gonna be spawned super close, and it will be difficult for him to, you know, walk away with just a single controller.
Yeah, so far, very aggressive build coming out from the side of D-Tran with the detention, the insolence, and also the hunter instinct combined with the rage, right? This increases the hunter's rate of recovery when stunned or someone struggles free. So he knows that the coordinator or possibly the lucky guy might get out the flare gun and try to stun him, but at the same time, he can recover a bit faster.
Now let's see what this violinist has got in store for us. Just putting down the musical strings, and of course, if you're able to stack up the musical strings, the better it is too. But now, doesn't seem like he's able to do anything over to DS as he manages to get himself running away. Goes past the pallet, but oh no! A little bit of micro mistake, thinking that D-Tran would be on the opposite side of the pallet. But it's fine, because right now, Lucky Guy will still make a run for it. He has decided to wish for a syringe.
Yeah, there we go. Just wishing for that syringe. But as a kiter, you don't want to bring someone to the person that's decoding, and DS just does exactly that. But still, violinist at tier 1 right now, kiting away into that second story, but that hit is going to come through, and Lucky Guy already down at 59 seconds into the game. Tier 1 presence already achieved. Tier 2 will be really close. And looking at the decode speed so far, it's not too impressive at 1 minute going in, but now with the Lucky Guy gone, only 3 survivors remaining on the map, and they need to come for the rescue. They don't have an opportunity though.
At this point in time, it does seem like the Cypher job is actually not too bad, if you ask me. But the thing is, Detran, I'm not too sure what exactly he's trying to do at this point in time, but I think that he's probably giving Sri Lanka a little bit of a handicap. He's all the way at the southeastern side. He haven't seen anyone as of yet. Now he finally gets to see AR, but he's throwing a couple of these musical strings to probably just kind of have some fun.
Yeah, at this point, he's denying the 2 entry points of the bridges to just deny the rescue so far, right? So he knows that it's very hard for Team Sri Lanka to come for the rescue, especially if they're playing on the opposite side of the map. And instead of going for the decode, they are actually going for the rescue so far. Now, AR is on the kite, and the rescue has already been in place. Now, with the stun here coming out from inside the AR, Team Sri Lanka finally fighting back.
Yep, and both of the coordinator as well as Lucky Guy has done a pretty decent job in trying to kite out the violinists. But right now, coordinator unfortunately face wrath of the violinists as they got hit for the second time. Lucky Guy would now have a little bit of that healing, and it's gonna be safe and sound at least for now, ready to go back in to deal with the coordinator. But okay, this is the reason why you will want to have a tight turner. But you see, right now, it is just a free hit onto the side of the coordinator and also a free second rocket chair. With Titanum, things would have been very different.
Yeah. Usually, at this point, when you are strapped on the rocket chair, that's where the audience effect comes into play, where you go for the speed decode, rush it down, apply that map pressure, make the hunter go across the map, especially on such a big map such as this. But now they don't have that trait available. Now NNS being the second one to be down, and all of the decodes, only one has been completed, and not even at 50% for the rest.
None of these ciphers has more or less been primed right now. 42, 42, 7, 22, and 47. A quick little walk right through the map, and we do have Detran that's putting himself right in the face of DS. Haven't really quite landed any of these shots as of yet, but he will be throwing some of these musical notes right in the face of Lucky Guy and manage to successfully knock him down too.
Yeah, that's the third member that will be down so far. Lawyer still in that chair, and SU on the mechanic going for the decode so far, but only one player, he's only one guy. And now for Lawyer still inside, looking at the music notes, a lot of range pressure coming through from that violinist.
As such, Sue now makes a run for it. Lawyer is currently trapped right inside of the rocket chair, but it does seem like the mechanic was unfortunately not able to get Lawyer out of that. As such, the second hit onto the mechanic will be announced and will be guaranteed. And Mechanic, unfortunately, with no one else around, is going to be strapped in over to the rocket chair and fly up to the sky.
Yeah, this ends the round, this ends the game here, as Team Vietnam, with a perfect 5-5, would put them at 20 points. So Team Sri Lanka still not able to pull off that Cypher rush that they were trying to go for here.
As such, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner coming in for the match between Vietnam and Sri Lanka. It is a decisive 5-5 victory for the side of Vietnam for both of these two games, essentially capping and maxing out the potential of what they're able to get in terms of points per match.
And if I'm not wrong, Team Vietnam is number 4 right now.
Number 4? Okay.
In Group C. So this is very interesting in the standings, right?
Because it's kind of like an either-or, right? Fifth or fourth between Vietnam and Laos.
Fourth. It's third or fourth.
Third would be Singapore.
Yeah, third or fourth between Singapore and Vietnam. So there is a chance that Vietnam, if they go head-to-head against Singapore and they win...
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because right now, Singapore and Laos has already fought against one another. So in terms of head-to-head count, if Singapore and Vietnam were to go up against each other, and Vietnam wins against Singapore, and the very fact that they are tied in terms of total games won, Vietnam will be on top of Singapore.
Yeah, so that would put them at an interesting position as well.
Yes.
So without the points, of course, without the points.
Without the points.
Points is definitely
Or
lower.
rather, game win.
Yeah, without the game wins as well.
Yep.
So now Team Vietnam, they do get a perfect score, but we will check the standings at the end of the day, right? So we'll find out whether the positions have changed or the tides have turned over here.
Yep. This is what we call a tide turner.
Yeah. Tide Turner.
Yeah, Tide Turner. Oh, so funny. Anyways, here we go with the post-match analysis. Of course, with a total of 11 survivors hit coming in from Detron as the violinist. We do have a couple of these decoding progress coming in from the lawyer. Not so much from the mechanic, surprisingly, despite being a mechanic actually. 112% as opposed to the lawyer at 122%. We know that for a matter of fact that the lucky guy and the coordinator did kind of contain that violinist for an extended period of time. So seeing that the lucky guy at 62 seconds is actually a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I did not see a singular robot, right, coming out from the side of the mechanic as well. So I believe they were trying it for the first time, and they saw what other teams could do. They saw the potential there, and same thing, they saw the potential in that game of the Goatman with DS as well. We can see that they have improved containment hunter times. DS now at 62 seconds, and with the violinist as well, it's going to be a hard escape, definitely. But 62 seconds is not too bad, not too bad.
Not too bad, yeah. We don't expect to see a violinist in here. We don't know what to expect anymore, but hey, it's all fun and games. I love to see non-meta picks, and even when it comes down to the chat over there, they're just like, oh, wait, violinist? Oh, what the hell? Oh, what's going on?
Yeah. It's just very fun when it comes down to Team Sri Lanka, because they've been pulling out the craziest picks out of people, right? We saw BQ coming out from Bailu as well, and yeah, it was a treat to see over here down at AGQ. And also with Kyrgyzstan as well, we saw Team Malaysia pulling out the Guard 26, the Bonbon, and yeah, just so many cool picks. The violinist out as well.
Indeed. So hopefully that we'll be able to see more different kind of hunters being played here at the Asian Games qualifiers for 2026. We still have 2 more matches to watch, so make sure you guys don't go anywhere too far. We'll be back with you guys in a jiffy.
Oh.